From the American Museum of Natural History in New York City, and beaming out across all of space and time, this is Star Talk, where science and pop culture collide. Welcome to the Hall of the Universe of the American Museum of Natural History. I'm your host, Neil deGrasse Tyson, your personal astrophysicist, and this is Star Talk. And we are featuring my interview with the U.S. Secretary of Defense, Ash Carter. And we talked about the future of science and technology in the armed forces and the defense of this land. So, let's do this. With me tonight is my co-host comedian, Leanne Lord. Leanne! And I've got a special guest, Dr. Michael Horowitz. Welcome. You're an expert. You're on the faculty at University of Pennsylvania?
That's right.
That's right. And thanks for coming up for this. You're an expert on military innovation and the future of war. Man, so he's the right guy.
Wow.
He's the right guy. And plus, Leanne...
I need to get his card.
and Leanne, you actually have been a comedian for the armed forces overseas.
I have. I've done several tours for
This is like, all I think was Bob
entertainment.
Hope. You did what Bob Hope did.
But in a dress, yes.
How do you know he didn't ever have a dress?
Well, I look better in mine. I think the troops appreciated it, is all I'm saying.
So the Secretary of Defense reports to the President, and all of the armed forces report to the Secretary of Defense. Do I have that correct?
You got it.
I'm pretty sure that. And what's interesting in this system is that the Secretary of Defense is a civilian. And so we have the entire armed forces reporting to a civilian, which ensures that it's civilians that create policy and enforce policy. So it's not a unique system, but it's kind of how I prefer it.
Civilian control of the military.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool fact about it. And so Ash Carter is trying to transform the modern military. You know, if you're going to have a conversation with the Secretary of Defense, you think you might talk how many missiles, how many troops, how many ships, how many guns, and it's not what my conversation went like.
Really?
Yeah. That's not where he went. All right. He knows where things have been, but more importantly, he knows where he wants to take it. Oh. And I asked him all about where the armed forces is headed next in my first question to him. Let's check it out. So, Mr. Secretary, it's great to have you on Star Talk. I always thought the military should, we had once airplanes became important, the Air Force was invented, but now we have space. Why isn't there a Space Force?
So there is a Space Force.
But they're under the Air Force.
There's Space Force under the Air Force, but the Army and the Navy and the intelligence community also build, operate satellites. Many of them are as big as a school bus.
Mm-hmm. One called the Hubble Space Telescope. And
excellent
cousins.
Well, we have cousins of that point downward.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're really big.
I wave to them actually every now and then.
Good for you. Good for you. We'll say hi back.
Wow. Was that your satellite? The one you're waving? You okay?
Oops. I'd like to wave to satellites in case they're looking at me. Can I believe for real that they can resolve the fingers in my hand as I wave?
Not quite yet, but you never know where technology is heading.
What do you mean you never know? No.
That was not an answer. You work for the government.
A, that was not an answer. B,
This is a government guy
I may never
for real.
know, but you know.
But he may not be able to tell you.
Okay.
Or then he has to kill you. But do you have people for that?
Because you watch any Hollywood movie,
Right.
the satellite is, first it's fuzzy, it's enhance, which we know is all, but enhance.
Oh, that's not real?
No. If you start with a photo that's low resolution, you can't just say enhance and have some algorithm show detail where there wasn't detail there before, unless you invented it to put it in there. That's all.
The technology that the United States military and many other militaries have is amazing and can do amazing things, and you can get great resolution from space looking at things happening on the Earth, but you're going to have to wait for a while before the contemporary technology is going to be able to pick that up.
Plus, while I'm waving, there has to be a satellite right there who's looking at me.
Right.
And unless it's geosynchronous satellite, it's got to be passing over for that to happen.
Coverage is one of the biggest issues with satellites. Is in the movies, a satellite is always available on demand exactly when you need it to look at the bad guy. in reality, it sometimes can take some time. Sort of like in the movie The Martian, when they're trying to get the satellites in position to see where Matt Damon's character is.
So that was intelligently written in that regard.
Absolutely.
Right. So let me ask, the space frontier and military innovation have gone together ever since the middle of the Cold War, I suppose. That'd be Sputnik, right, orbiting Earth. Freaked us out here in America. And so it brought in new politics, new military motives, new budgets, new technological development. NASA got founded. So what's interesting to me is once technology matters and space matters, it's no longer just a measure of troops and bullets and missiles. It's a measure of technology and science and engineering. And I was intrigued to learn about Secretary of Defense Ash Carter's background. He runs the military and he has a background in science. And this is what makes him a rare breed among politicians in leadership positions today. So I asked him about his path from science to security. Science to security. Let's check it out.
I was in elementary particle physics, and